प्रणाम गुरुदेव, प्रणाम।
कैसे हैं आप सब? हाउ आर यू ऑल?
We're fine, Gurudev. Thank you very much.
All well, Gurudev.
All
Thank you
well.
very much, Gurudev. Yes. Pranam.
Namaste and Jai Gurudev. A very warm welcome to the panelists and the audience to this session on transdisciplinary paradigms, mind, contemplation, and consciousness. I'm reminded of a quote by the famous biologist, anthropologist Thomas Henry Huxley, which says, how is it that anything so remarkable as a state of consciousness comes about as a result of nervous tissues is just as unaccountable as the appearance of the jinn when Aladdin rubbed his lamp in the story? How can a physical structure, I mean the brain, irritated by neurotransmitters, swooshing back and forth, and electrical signals running across neurons, how can neural firings give rise to feelings is a mystery. It seems like magic. Some psychologists insist that all mind stuff is nothing but the brain. Can these two stances be reconciled? We are very fortunate and blessed to have in our midst Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji to unravel this mystery for us. I invite my co-host, Dr. Anuradha Chaudhary, a passionate Sanskritist and a joint faculty, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and the Rekhi Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness at IIT Kharagpur to hold the baton ahead.
Thank you very much, Richa ji, Dr. Richa, for your thought-provoking opening words. My heartfelt pranams to Gurudeva. My humble namaste to our esteemed panelists who have dedicated a lifetime to the investigation of the multifaceted nature of the human mind, and a deep sense of gratitude to our worldwide audience, young and old, who have gathered to listen to Gurudeva's insights on this elusive yet powerful instrument, our mind, that guides and sometimes also misguides us through the journey of life. While Thomas Henry Huxley's quote by Dr. Richa invited us to delve further into the mind to seek answers about its mysterious relationship with the brain and consciousness, rishis and mystics from different cultures who explored our psychological anatomy in great detail boldly declare their findings, which have been beautifully captured by a mantra from the Kathopanishad. It says, Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi, Shariram Rathamevatu, Buddhim tu Sarathim Vidhi, Manaha Pragrahamevacha, Indriyani Hayanahur, Vishayansteshu Gocharan, Atmendriya Manoyukto, Bhokte Tyahur Manishinaha. Know the soul to be the master, the chariot, the physical body, intelligence, the charioteer, and mind, the reins. The senses are the horses, sense objects are the pathways. The self, when associated with the mind and senses, is called the enjoyer or sufferer by great thinkers. Respected Gurudeva, we will be inviting one question from each of the panelists and request you to kindly shed some light on the subject for us all. It now gives me immense pleasure to invite our first panelist, Professor Girishwar Mishra, former Vice Chancellor, Maharshi International University of Hindi, Varda, and also former Professor of Psychology at University of Delhi, to please ask his question to Gurudeva. Professor Mishra.
Pranam Gurudev. It's a blessing to be with you this morning. Today, there is intense exploration of consciousness through scientific approach. The brain science is seriously investigating various aspects of consciousness. We would like to understand how can the scientific approach be combined with the contemplative approach, focusing on the subjective experience. How can the two languages speak to each other?
The question was not very audible, Dr. Professor Mishra ji. आप फिर से पूछिए प्रश्न.
Uh, Today, there is intense exploration of consciousness through neuroscience. This is an approach which is scientific. On the other hand, we have contemplative approach to consciousness. We would like to understand how the two approaches can be combined. This is my curiosity.
Let us first understand our brain is just a frequency analyzer. All our scientists today say, what is the brain? The brain is like the boom box. But consciousness is like the radio waves. Whether the boom box is there or not, radio waves continue to exist wherever it is. So the telecast that is happening with the radio waves. Radio waves are transmitted, and the television set, which is the boom box, that the tube, it absorbs it, it manifests it, it takes the radio waves and transmits into visual waves and sound. In the same way, consciousness is all pervading, is the radio wave. It's like the magnetic field. Magnetic field exists, but the magnetic needle only points out. Like that, the brain or body is like the magnetic needle, but the field is already in existence. Like that, consciousness, we call consciousness also akasha. There are three types of akasha, space. One is bhutakasha, the physical space. Then you have chittakasha, the space of where consciousness, which is dynamic, which is functioning, and chidakasha, the primordial akasha of the same consciousness. So in the consciousness, there is one, the original predominant and primordial consciousness, and then the individual consciousness, which is chittakasha.
Thank you, Gurudev. May I invite Dr. Ravindra PN, a neurophysiologist by training who is passionate about bridging contemplative practices and neuroscience with a special focus on sleep, meditation, and consciousness. He is an associate professor, Center for Consciousness Studies, NIMHANS, Bengaluru. Dr. Ravindra.
Gurudev. Gurudev, contemplative neuroscience is an emerging specialty, bridging contemporary neuroscience with our ancient wisdom. Presently, we have, from our research, there are emerging evidences to show that deep sleep is not an unconscious state, but a conscious one with a very unique characteristics. So can you please enlighten about this?
Yes. Dr. Ravindra, as we say, deep sleep is not the substratum or the summum bonum of whole consciousness. No. It's only 1/3 of the consciousness, which is at the basis of all three states: waking, dreaming, and sleeping. And the fourth state, which is Turiya state, is the basis. It is the basis of all the states, where it is called, it is the Shivam. Chaturtam manyante sa atma sa. Shivam Shantam Advaitam Chaturtam Manyante Sa Atma Savidya. The fourth state of consciousness is the Advaita, non-dual state of consciousness. This is what all our scriptures say. Shivam, that is auspicious. Shantam, it is quiet. Chaturtam, it's the fourth state, neither waking, nor dreaming, nor sleeping, but which underlies, which is the foundation of all states. As I said, it's like the field that exists always, and that is worth knowing. That's what the Upanishads say. Yeah. In sleep also there is some activity. In fact, our body recuperates, it grows in the sleeping state of consciousness. A newborn baby sleeps a lot because during that time the body grows. So when there is activity happening and the consciousness is responsible for that activity to happen, faster. In sleep state, there is more activity actually.
Yeah.
But in meditative state, when you go in meditation, it is neither waking nor dreaming nor sleep, and the metabolism is very low during meditation. That is when you get the deepest of the deep rest.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you very much, Gurudeva, for your beautiful reply. Next, I would like to invite Professor Sudhir Khandelwal, a former professor and head of Department of Psychiatry and Chief National Drug Dependence Treatment Center, AIMS, New Delhi, to kindly pose his question. Professor Khandelwal.
Namaskar.
Pranam Shri Gurudev. I feel extremely fortunate to be part of this panel this morning, uh, since that has been blessed by you. We all are beneficiary of your profound thought and wisdom today. For the benefit of us all, I, as a psychiatrist, would like to request you to kindly enrich us on how the awareness of various states of consciousness, which you just alluded to, can help us to attain mental discipline to correct various imbalances of behavior, mood, thought, and perception so as to avoid over dependence of medication that we are seeing in current times. Thank you.
Now, yes, Mr. Khandelwalji, in this, it's one thing very important is it's like a slate. Mind is like a slate. And if you have written something and if you are not erasing it and you keep writing over and over and over again, nothing is legible. You cannot read anything. Sometimes our mind, it becomes like that. We are unable to let go and cleanse our own mind. Here, meditation definitely helps one to remove those impressions from the mind, number one. Second is, though the impression will be there, but it won't be in the active form. You see, we all have memories, but if we are stuck with one memory, that is called trauma, right? So you can have memory, but see, you are different from memory. This can happen through meditation. And what would really help, according to Yoga Shastra, is pranayama. And we have seen this happening. Prana has direct connection with the state of mind. See, for every emotion, there is a definite rhythm in the breath. So, using your own breath, you can alter the state of mind. But unfortunately, people have ignored this dimension of breath. Breath is very vital for the mood, for the perception, for behavior, behavior and their tendencies, attitudes. For all this, breath is very tangible instrument to move on. So with using pranayama, using breathing exercises, you can relieve tension, you can relieve misconceptions, you can bring clarity in your mind. And it also brings the much needed deep rest to the system and rejuvenates. You feel very fresh because every sleep rejuvenates an individual and make him think better, perceive better. Any normal individual, you don't let him sleep for 2 days, his perception will be totally blurred. His understanding will be totally faulty because he will not be able to perceive things better. So deeper the rest, good rest can help person to perceive better. And pranayama and meditation gives this facility. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gurudev.
I have seen many terrorists change their mind. Many terrorists, people who are gone to the extreme of, violence, violent mindset people, they drop that mindset, they become better human beings, they behave better. This we have seen over and again. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. Our next panelist, Professor Shubhangi Parkar, is an emeritus professor, psychiatrist, and medical educationist, formerly professor and head of Department of Psychiatry, chief of Bombay Drug De-Addiction Center of Excellence, formerly dean and academic dean of SAIT GS Medical College and KEM Hospital, Mumbai. Dr. Parkar, may I invite you to ask your question? Yes. Pranam Gurudev.
Parkar ji.
Yes, I'm a psychiatrist. I have come across various cases where I have found that certain types of psychological conflicts act as a big obstacles in the development of one's personality and general development. How can a transdisciplinary approach help in management of such internal conflicts? Gurudev.
We have our inner faculties, mind, intellect, memory, ego. So, and this, which is consciousness, pure consciousness, the sense of awareness that I am. So, when we have clarity about our own inner faculties, the antakarana chatushtaya, the inner four faculties of consciousness, then a person starts behaving differently in the sense uh, there is self-awareness also. When he is acting, he is doing it mindfully. If someone is saying something, often people just say and they don't realize what they are talking. They get into an emotion and then later on they regret. So, a sense of self-awareness, knowing. The ancient literature, we have said, Delhi Deepakanyaya, means keeping a lamp on the short wall where the light falls this side and that side. So awareness is like that. It also looks within. In my behavior, is there inferiority complex? Is there superiority complex? Am I in a victim consciousness or a culprit consciousness? What is bothering me? How am I reacting? Or am I acting with consciousness? These these are the things that creates the awareness. Here again, we need to educate people on this. Unfortunately, we don't have psychology or psychiatry as a subject in our schools and colleges. We never teach our children how to manage their own negative emotions. Nobody teaches us what to do when you are angry or what it is. Have you looked inside? Do you feel the sense? Look, how you can handle your negative feelings. This nobody teaches us. So people are in complex mental situation wherein they feel guilt, fear, anger, frustration. I think it is very, very important from very young age. We need to teach our children, our people, about consciousness, about their own mind, about these different trends that we have. We have the trend to dominate, we have the trend to be submissive, we have the trend to do all sorts of funny things to express that we are there, we are present, attention deficiency syndrome, and gaining at one want to catch others' attention. So to get oneself out of all these complex psychological gimmicks that we play, gymnastics we play, we need to educate our people to be, what it is to be a normal, happy and friendly human being. Happy in yourself and friendly to others. The two things. If you are unhappy, you can never be friendly. And if you are unfriendly, you can never be happy. So This is what I call the art of living. People need to be taught about their life, their breath, their emotions, how they are in control of their life. This is very, very important question what you asked. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gurudeva, for that very important message. Our next panelist, Swami Medhananda, is a monk of the Ramakrishna order who studied Western philosophy at Berkeley, Oxford, and Berlin, and who has been head of the program of philosophy at RK since 2010. He specializes in Vedanta and cross-cultural philosophy of religion. May I now invite Swami Medhananda to kindly ask his question.
Namaste, Gurudev. It's an honor to have your satsanga.
Namaste.
Vedanta teaches that there are four main spiritual methods for training the mind and attaining liberation: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Raja Yoga. How can spiritual methods be used to address modern psychological maladies like depression, anxiety, and eating disorder?
Yes, all these four yogas, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Raja Yoga, they are intertwined. In fact, they are like the four legs of a chair. You catch hold of any one, all the others will come along. It is, and definitely the yoga starts with this. Yoga is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is cessation of the modulations of mind. Tada, what happens then? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthan. Then one abides in one's true nature, one's nature, that is consciousness, the seer. One abides in the seer. Now, when the seer is merged in the scenery, or seer and scenery are confused, that is when a person becomes miserable. So when he takes a step back and see, this is scenery, I am the seer. When you think your garment is your skin, when your garment is torn, you keep crying as though your body is torn, that is ignorance. But when you know this is only my garment, but my skin is not, nothing happened to my skin, then that is Viveka. So Viveka, Vairagya, and Shat Sampatti, this is basis of Vedanta, Shamadhi, Shamadama, Uparati, Titiksha, this Shat Sampatti and Mumukshatva, the four pillars of Vedanta, they are so practical, so useful. It analyzes one's attitude and one's position where one is in life and helps one to move on. I think that is why this is very, very relevant. And congratulations, you are studying the West and the East, and what is needed there, where the world has gone wrong without even paying any attention to the seer. They caught up only with the scenery. It's only subjective analysis and no attention on the subject, rather focusing only on the object, will be very incomplete. But when we see the holistic picture through eyes of Vedanta, I'm sure this will definitely benefit the whole world.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you, Gurudev. May I invite Professor Nilanjana Sanyal, a professor and former head of Department of Psychology, Calcutta University, and a practicing psychoanalyst, to kindly ask a question. Professor Sanyal.
आपका अनम्यूट करना है, आपका अनम्यूट करिए.
Pranam Gurudev. I feel extremely joyful in having this interaction with you. In my practice of psychoanalysis, I come across this fact that guilt has been accepted as one of the root causes of behavioral disorders. Could you please elaborate how contemplation can act as an eraser and make one feel free from this?
Yeah. I will leave the experimentation to you, expert psychologists. You will know. What I know is it works. When people have disorders and mild disorders and they're just getting out of their normal mindset, at that moment, when we teach them breathing, teach them meditation, give them some understanding about one's own mind, uh, I find them they are getting over those complex, psychological mindset. But here again, proper food, exercise, meditation, breathing, and good rest. These five things uh, over a period of time can make a very big difference. I can also share with you uh, some of the experiences that people have had when we did the intuition process for children. An autistic child who was rejected by almost everybody in Maryland near Washington D.C. And this boy was not accepted by the autistic, not fully, but he was very, his behavior was so rough and rude with other kids, so no school wanted to take him. The parents were completely heartbroken. As a young boy of 14, 15-year-old, when we got him through the intuition process, it became such a big change in him. And he started scoring big marks, 80, 90%. That boy was started scoring marks. His grades went up high. And he was able to intuitively guess questions, see, use another faculty of the mind to see, you know. So a lot is possible through meditation. So I feel that if we include pranayama and meditation and a little bit of yoga also as part of therapeutic uh, training, it might give us very good result. Maybe Indian psychologists and psychoanalysts and psychiatrists should start this as an example for world to follow. So we can induct in all those mild cases to begin with. And we can see that helps people even on an advanced stage. Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you very much, Gurudeva. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Sanjay Rath, a Jyotisha Guru from the tradition of Jagannath Puri, who teaches Jyotisha Shastra globally. He graduated as an engineer from Guindy, Chennai, and has served in the government of India for a decade. Sanjay ji, I request you to kindly ask your question.
Om Namah Adi Shankaraya. Gurudev, stars in the sky are grouped into constellations known as nakshatras. We use them to study the workings of the mind by connecting the lunar position in the sky to the nakshatra. Could you kindly elaborate on how the manas is connected to the nakshatra?
See, mind is called, anyone who is mentally gone crazy, they call lunatic. Lunar means moon. Mana and moon, they are connected. Mind and moon are connected, this we know. Our body has more than 60% of fluids, and moon affects the fluid. And so the fluid affects the mind in turn. So our mind is very much connected to the moon. And astrology is a science of connecting the macrocosm with microcosm. The macrocosm and microcosm are connected. Like, Jupiter is connected to some parts, your nose, nostrils, nose, some parts of the body, like that, and Mars is connected to liver. So every part of the body is connected to a grain, a bird, and a planet. So it is not just only planet and human being. The connection runs through even plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and then the nature of it. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Ayurveda says. So, in this country, the ancient rishis saw the connection between Prakriti, the five elements, and the three gunas or three doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and then connect that with the planets as well. Like, for example, Saturn is connected with the Kapha. So, how Kapha imbalance is there, and then how, the medical astrology is also there, where just by looking at the chart, we can say what are the probable illness that a person can get because of the position of the grahas. Similarly, face can indicate, looking at someone's face, one can say what graha is where. This simply indicates the connection of macrocosm and microcosm in the universe. It is really, really fascinating. I think you all should do more deep research in these fields and understanding about this. The astrology is not just about predictions, it is also the sign of um, how things are, an analysis of how things are. Yeah?
Thank you very much, Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev. Our final panelist, Mrs. Prachi Shah Pandya, is an acclaimed Kathak dancer, popular TV and film actor, holding a Guinness World Record for 93 Kathak spins in 1 minute. May I invite Mrs. Prachi to ask her question?
Pranam Gurudev. I'm truly blessed to be interacting with you this morning. My question to you is, as a Kathak dancer and an actor, I've experienced glimpses of higher states of consciousness through my performances. Could you please explain how we can take the help of contemplative art forms to facilitate such heightened states of consciousness?
Consciousness which a bridge between heart and mind. So when science is of our intellect, our mind, and art is from the heart. So unless you combine both, a scientific analysis, understanding is of head, and enjoying and appreciating life as art. These two are two um, ends of, extremities of consciousness, and we need to combine both. So art can definitely help people to release, many music, many different sounds and forms of music can kindle some emotion and calm them down also. It is an outlet for emotion to be released. That's why you see in movies, when you get a very fearful scene, there is a background music. That music creates that emotion, and it also soothes that emotion. It helps one to relieve. Like, suppose someone dies, and then the whole day television, on TV and radio, that mourning sound will go on. That song which is for mourning, like the funeral birds. So why does that song? That song in some way helps people to vent out that sadness, that emotion. So our emotions need an outlet. Art is a very good way for that. Art is an outlet for our emotion. At the same time, some emotions are stuck that are not being expressed properly. Art helps you to express them, pent up emotions. In this way, art can be of a big use, whether painting or music or dance can all help patients to regain their natural balance in life. Okay.
Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Namaskar.
Pranam.
Very good, Richa. Wonderful. I think it's such joy for all of you, to be with all of you, and you're all very, very well versed in your own field. I think we need to attend to the mental health of the world today. post COVID-19, the biggest challenge that the world is facing or will face in the future is mental health. People are depressed, they are angry, they are fearful. Though they may find solution for COVID, some vaccine definitely will come, but for the fear to go, it will take much longer time. So this is the time we all need to be very active in helping out the people out there. And it would be nice if you all can put together your ideas, what we can do, what is the step forward. Richa can coordinate on this, and we will take a concrete action for mental health for people of the world. Yeah, wonderful.
Yes, Gurudev. Programs in psychology and contemplative studies at Sri Sri University is organized around a scientific and empirical approach embedded within the framework of a contemplative pedagogy across disciplines, psychology, neuroscience, Vedanta, art forms, and philosophy for the examination of the full spectrum of human consciousness. I'm deeply thankful to Gurudev and all the panelists for upholding this spirit of collective aspiration towards human welfare. Thank you, Gurudev.
Have a longer discussion.
Yes,
Sometimes
Gurudev.
we will have a longer discussion.
Yes, Gurudev. Yes.
आराम से बैठ जाते हैं। अभी हम लोग ध्यान करेंगे। आज मैं आपको चक्रा ध्यान कराएंगे। हमारे शरीर में आपको पता है 108 चक्र है। कितने? 108। इनमें से 12 मुख्य है और 12 में से भी 7 चक्र बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो पहला चक्र है मूलाधार। मूलाधार में जहाँ से रीढ़ की हड्डी शुरू होती है, बेस ऑफ द स्पाइन जिसको कहते हैं, रीढ़ की हड्डी की शुरुआत गुदा से थोड़ा सा ऊपर है। So today we will do chakra meditation. We have 108 chakras in our body. Chakra means these are the points of energy, nerve centers. So among these 108 sensitive points in our body are points of energy. 12 are important. Among the 12, 7 is even more important. So today we will go with the first chakra that is in the base of the spine, which is called Mooladhara. So Mooladhara chakra, the first chakra, is connected with earth element and it is also connected to sense of smell. मूलाधार चक्र पृथ्वी तत्व से और गंध से इसका संबंध है। सूंघना और मूलाधार चक्र इनमें संबंध है। आप देखोगे प्राणियां पहले सूंघती हैं, है ना। सूंघने से उनको सब पता चलने लगता है, चाहे कुत्ता हो चाहे बिल्ली हो, सब सूंघ के वो वस्तु की, व्यक्ति की, परिस्थिति की पता लगाती है। तो वो घ्राणेन्द्रिय और मूलाधार में संबंध है। मूलाधार चक्र पृथ्वी तत्व से संबंध रखता है। अभी हम मूलाधार पर ध्यान लगाएंगे। आराम से बैठ जाइए, रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधा हो। Let us keep our spine erect and shoulders relaxed and eyes closed. Now let us take our attention to the base of the spine. अपना ध्यान मूलाधार पर ले जाइए। Now contract your anus, hold it, contract it. Keep breathing, but keep your anal point contracted. गुदा को आप ऊपर खींच रहे हैं और सांस चल रही है। सांस को चलने दीजिए। ऊपर गुदा को संकोच करें और ऊपर खींचें. Contract your anus and then pull it upward and let go. Relax. Just like you hold your fist tight and let go and release it, you contract your anus once again, tighten it, tighten your hips and relax. And let go, relax your hips. अपने पीठ को पूरी तरह से ढीला छोड़ दें. फिर एक बार मूलाधार को संकुचित करें. इसको मूल बंद भी कहते हैं. मूलाधार को संकोच करके ऊपर की ओर खींचें. रोकिए, रुके रहे जितने देर आप रुक सकते हैं. अब आपके पीठ पे नितंब पर स्नायु मंडल खींचने लग सकती है. तन गई है, अब छोड़ दीजिए. नाउ लेट गो एंड रिलैक्स एंड gentle attention on the base of the spine. We'll take a deep breath in now and we'll chant Om. एक बार गहरी सांस लेंगे, फिर ओंकार का ध्वनि करते हैं. Om. Feel the sound vibration through your whole body. Our body has billions and trillions of cells, and they can all energized, they start vibrating with the sound energy. Once again, take a deep breath in. We will chant Om again. Om. हमारे शरीर में अरबों खरबों जीवाणु हैं. ये एक एक सेल जो है नाद को स्वीकार करती है और उससे तरंगित हो उठते हैं. अब ओंकार का ध्वनि मूलाधार से पूरे शरीर में एक एक कण में गूंज उठने दें. फिर एक गहरी सांस लीजिए. Allow the sound to penetrate every cell of your body. Take a deep breath in. Om. Now relax more and more. Relax your legs, hips, your thighs. Relax your legs, your calf muscles, your thighs and hips. अपने पाँव को ढीला छोड़ दें। पैर को झंगा नितंबा, पीठ पूरी तरह से ढीला छोड़ दें। Our mind is subtler than air and subtler than water and fire. It spreads like water, spreads like air. Take your mind all the way from the head to the base of the spine and let it spread to the floor around you as well. मन तरल है, पानी से भी और हवा से भी। जो मन दिमाग में हटका हुआ है, उस मन को नीचे ले जाते हैं मूलाधार में और वहाँ छोड़ते हैं। उसको वहाँ फैलने दीजिए। जहाँ आप बैठे पूरा आसन, उसके चारों ओर मन फैल चुका हो, इस धारणा से बैठे रहिए। Notice the mind is becoming quieter. Any thoughts that may cross your mind is welcome. Just let it be. Not to resist any thought, good or bad. They will all hover around and disappear. विचारे मंडराते हुए आएंगे, वे वैसे निकल जाते हैं। इस वक्त कोई विचार आए, अच्छे या बुरे, उन सबको स्वागत कर लीजिए, वे मंडराते हुए निकल जाते हैं। हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, सिर्फ होना है। You just have to be. No need to do anything now. Become aware of the floor or the chair that you are sitting on. जिस बैठे हैं या कुर्सी पर उस जगह को अनुभव करें। जो भी संवेदना इस वक्त शरीर में उठ रहा हो उसको उठने दें। Any sensation that might arise in the body at this moment, let it be, let it happen. Now and then, here and there, a deeper breath may rise. It is okay. कभी कभी सांस गहरी हो सकती है, वह ठीक है। जो भी सुगंध आपको बहुत प्रिय रहा है उसका सोचें। उस क्षण को याद करें जब आपको किसी सुगंध भाया हो। Just think of a fragrance, a favorite fragrance for you, and those moments when you had experienced those good fragrance. Just take tiny amount of air in your nostrils as though you are breathing in or experiencing a fragrance. सांस के धरिए वह जो सुगंध आपको पसंद है उसका अनुभव करें। उस अनुभूति की स्मृति जागे, उसको याद करें। और छोड़ दें, let go. Recollect the fragrances that you like most. Breathe in a tiny breath and let go. Let go of all your efforts now. अब बाकी सब प्रयत्न छोड़ दें। फिर से लौट कर अपना मूलाधार पे चले जाएं। यही विश्राम करते, यही प्रतीक्षा भी करते हैं। मूलाधार पर एक एक कण को ढीला छोड़ दें। Take your attention back to the base of the spine and there intend to bring relaxation to every cell. विचारें थम से गए हैं, या कोई कहीं के पुराने विचार उठ भी सकते हैं। जो भी है इस वक्त वह स्वीकरणीय है, उसके साथ रहें। बार बार मन को फिर मूलाधार पे ले जाते हैं और ढीला छोड़ देते। Just become aware of the area around the first chakra, your hips and the floor. Just become aware of the point of contact of the hips and the floor and your Muladhara, the entire area, as though you have spread your mind on the floor. Just repose. जैसे मन को बिछा दिया हो आपने बैठने से पहले, जो भी अनुभव हो रहा हो इस वक्त, उन सबको स्वीकार कर ले। अब न कहीं जाना है, न ही कुछ करना है, केवल विश्राम। This moment, nowhere to go and nothing to do, just deep rest. Oh.